not touched this in a couple of days, and now that I've got the wife and kid in bed, I can actually do a little bit of streaming. So we'll dive right into that. I've also got a nice glass of red wine, which is going to be quite lovely. And if you're kind of curious as to where we are, you can go to my YouTube channel. And interestingly enough, it's not interestingly enough, that makes no sense. I've actually uploaded the first 2 live streams, and so it'll kind of show you how we got to where we are. So let's go to our saved games, and we are playing as Scotland, if you can't already tell. And you're probably going, wow, that does not historically look like Scotland. We have conquered all the Irish provinces, and we're now trying to avert war with the big English jackass who could whip our rear ends. I mean, they could absolutely kill us. But, hey man, that's good wine. Ooh, that is so good. So, in the meantime, that's what we're doing. We need to probably take a look at a few things and refresh. So yeah, you can see here, diplomatically, I am trying to make nice with them, but they're not having a whole lot of it. And I guess in the meantime, we could probably try to improve our relations. Well, we already have an alliance with them. I'm not sure I really want anything else. Austria may be a good one. Would they entertain? They may actually entertain a royal marriage. They would be a nice one to have in our pocket. But anywho, let's dive into this. So that is not Scotland. There we are. That is Scotland. I was gonna say I didn't really recognize that flag. So we're on our. I believe this is still our first king. No, this is the new king. He's a 322. Wait, no, it's not. Just kidding. Don't listen to me. Yeah, this is our first guy still. King James II of House Stuart. And our heir is Henry Stuart. So, we got that guy there. In court, you know, we actually have a really good queen consort. The Queen Mary, is actually pretty decent. And to be completely honest, Henry is pretty much the carbon copy of his father. A little disappointing, but that is what it is. Nothing special on our government, although you will notice that Irish culture is accepted, is one of our accepted cultures. It's because 47% of our population is Irish, which is interesting, but in the grand scheme of things, you got to remember that over 50 is technically Scottish, even though not really, because you have the Highlander culture. Scotland's a unique start. Not in a bad way, but just from a cultural standpoint, it is quite unique. Excuse me. Diplo-wise, nothing too crazy. We have an alliance with France. Are they embargoing us? What turds. I have no desire to cause any rifts with them. And we're right now, excuse me, Kalia, I guess I'm gonna yawn. Holy cow, I can't be that tired. You gotta wake up. We're actually doing pretty well. We're making, 5 ducats per month, which is crazy. And, yeah. Nothing crazy there. We're working towards boosting our techs. We really need to do that. As well as getting ideas. So, rival of our rival is Poland. Advance the frontier. Create a proper fleet. I really don't want to do any of those. I could do rival of our rival, but I think it would probably it's more advantageous for us to make nice with Austria. That may dissuade the Brits from coming after us. So, We are. It is amazing. So through some crazy events, and I didn't buy any of these, we actually have 3 stability. So that's pretty nice. And is there anything else that has any crazy bearing to this? I don't think so. I think that's it. I think the next thing that I want to show you before we dive back into it is right now you can see we're reclaiming wastelands, cultivating wastelands in Ulster and Kildare, as well as Lothian and Aberdeen. We are focusing on agriculture in Ayrshire, Aberdeenshire, Lothian, and I believe that's it. I do need to, I need to figure out what we're going to do. I really probably just need to go ahead and bite the bullet and improve the drainage, but I don't want to do that. I just don't want to do that quite just yet. So we're going to slow it down to speed 3. Like I said, the name of the game right now is we need to advance our tech, and we need to stay out of war, and we basically need to develop provinces. And that's at the end of the day, that's really kind of what we need to do. You can see this, our Stewart reports inflation impact, basically because we've had a little bit of inflation. Our development time decreases, our production efficiency does increase, as well as our goods produced. And so that's kind of where we're at. We're kind of just being awesome. Let's check our capital out. So this thing's getting real close to growing. Less than 10 years actually, which is really kind of nice. I'm really kind of ready for this thing to grow. It's already reclaimed wasteland once, and it'll be nice when it does it a second time, which means I probably can pay attention to this a little bit, but not really. In fact, I really don't want to spend any more of my monarch points, to tell you the truth, until we get military tech 4 and at least the next admin tech. Oh great, so Austria paid all the debt of England. That is problematic for me. It means England is debt free. Also means that I think you're going to see England and Austria posture against France, which could also be very bad for me because I'm not sure I really want to be in them. I don't know. That's just a little dicey for me. Little dicey. Does Austria have any claims? Who do they have Casus Belli against? Conquest against France. Oh, that's great. Bohemia. And a diplomatic insult. Right now, they are allied with England, Lithuania, Bohemia, Milan, and the Papal State. England's having some issues with Lollard heretics. Although England could really use another ally. I think that we're probably a pretty good ally for them. But they do have a Casus Belli against us. And so, I want to say, and if I remember correctly, we were in the process of trying to see where we could build. Nothing like a car alarm going off. These crazy neighbors of mine. Crazy, crazy. And not really in a bad way either, to tell you the truth. They're not bad neighbors. Okay, so I'm babbling. Buildings. Can we build a mill? We have built a mill everywhere we can build a mill, which means we can now build a marketplace. Where would the most logical place to build a marketplace be? Well, I want to say that it's probably going to be here, followed by here. Although, am I reading that correctly? I think I am. And we'll verify that. So that's got 15 development. That's got 18 development. It's a 3312. Aberdeenshire is a 339. It has fish versus irons. You know, those good old irons. I'm starting to think It says we're going to get more gain here. I'm really not sure. I'm kind of curious as why. Oh, well, I guess we went ahead and did it. So it's not like I really have an answer there. Alrighty. So we'll build a marketplace there. I have no clue why that is the case, but I'm sure we can delve into it and figure it out. I'm a dumb guy, right? Reminds me of that episode of Archer where he's kidnapped by the pirates. Hey, dumb guy. Alright, so we'll get to that, but I want to figure this out. I really do. So right now they're making, what, 50 from tax and production? Interesting. They're making more from tax. It has to do with province autonomy, that's why. Alright, well, we solved that problem. Alright, so cities demand all rights. Urban dwellers had always existed under a different code of rules than their rural brethren, even in the same state. I feel bad for those rural folks. I kind of feel bad for them. Just as monarchs looked to curb the privileges of nobles, they often tried to bring cities under more uniform rules and regulations. The cities often resisted these efforts. So what can we do? We can lose 20 legitimacy, or we can lose a stability. We're going to actually take the stability hit. We had 3. That is actually fine by me. And that is perfectly okay. That is perfectly fine. We will take that hit. England has embraced the Renaissance. That is fantastic news for us. That really is. I say that's, yeah. They embraced it. Alright, so I would really love it, England, if you could kind of spread it. Wow, that's a pretty big army. Dang. Go heretics. Kind of rooting for y'all. Not gonna lie, guys. Hope y'all call some. Ooh. That is good news. Hopefully they'll cause some problems, and they could. I would be happy if they wreaked a little bit of havoc on England. It wouldn't hurt my feelings one bit. Let's see. Let us see what is going on here. So yeah, we're really just kind of waiting to continue to build up treasury, build up monarch points, in the hope that good stuff will happen. Which I really do believe good stuff is going to happen. That's generally how that works. Alright, so the Papal Conclave is elected Gregorius the 8th. Yeah, he is loyal to the Papal State, which is now the new Papal Controller. The Pope only answers to God. Well, yeah, okay, good for the Pope. Good for the Papal State, actually. But yeah, I wonder what kind of leader he is. I mean, I was playing CK2 earlier, and it's like, in some of my playthroughs, not all of them, in fact, in most of them, every time I look at the person that's elected Pope, it's like, man, they're not fit to be Pope. Like, they sound like a terrible Pope. You know, so, what can you do? You can't do a whole lot. But anyways, in fact, in my last playthrough, the last 2 popes they elected actually were pretty stand-up human beings. They had great character traits. They actually probably fit the bill of what a pope should be. But this is not Crusader Kings 2. This is Europa Universalis 4, and this is the Common Universalis mod. Not that that has any bearing on the Pope, but I think you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. So, they're duking it out. Dang. England just duked it out with them. That's, whoa, why are they losing? See, like, is that normal? What do they do, split their army? I just don't understand. Don't get it. We'll say if there's ever a time for us to go after them, it is not now. Let's just be very loud and clear about that. It is not now. We do not want a war with England. We have done what we need to do. The next time we fight a war with England, we're going to be smart about it. So my king, oh boy, they keep fabricating claims. They can fabricate all they want to, because they can, and that's just what they can do. You know, it is noteworthy. I was thinking about this the other day, and it probably wouldn't be the worst idea to train a cannon and a knight. While it's going to hurt our overall economy, I do think we need to diversify, because right now we're 11-2-1, and in the event that we end up fighting the English, I really would not like to. We know that we're going to face them. What I'm trying to say is, we know we're going to face an army that's going to outnumber us, first and foremost. But we need to be able to put everything that we can throw at them to try to match what England's going to do. And I'll show you real quick. And that's not the button that I wanted to hit, but this is the button I want to hit, military. So we'll go to armies. So right now, who has the biggest army in the world? This probably is worth noting. So we know France has the largest army, and they have very low manpower, but they're sporting a chunk of infantry, decent amount of cavalry, a strong amount of artillery. So France, Ottomans, Austria, the Mamluks, Muscovy, Poland, Castile, Venice, Lithuania, Portugal, Aragon, Morocco, Bohemia, Hungary, Scotland. Interesting. So that's what scares me about England. England, if we were ever going to advance the frontier, now is probably the time to do it. Unfortunately, we spent all our money, and yeah, that is problematic. But it's not the end of the world. So, not the end of the world. The problem is when England gets to full strength, then it becomes problematic, big time. I think someone who's a little more bolder than me and a little more seasoned than me probably would have said, when they saw that Lollard army duke it out with the English army, they would have declared war, and then as soon as that battle was over, they would have swooped in and probably picked off the English army. I will say, I think we are at a tech disadvantage. We are, which we don't want that to happen. In fact, what we really want is, we want this damn Renaissance to spread. We need it to get to Scotland, and we need it to get to Ireland, but it is spreading in Europe and England relatively quickly. See, it's present already there, which means, excuse me, golly, I gotta get rid of these hiccups. I'm gonna stop burping, I've gotta stop yawning. I mean, it's almost like I was away from the house for like 14 hours today. Oh wait, I was. So, we need the Renaissance to spread. We need to beef up our military force a little more, just a little more, not a whole lot more, but a little more. And we need to continue to let. We need to get some tech. That's what I'm trying to say. We need to get some tech, and we probably can check this out. So we can actually do a royal marriage with Austria, which I think that's what we're going to do. Wait our 16 days, propose royal marriage, and yeah, that's what we will do. So there we go. Yay! Guess what? We now have another relation. So we're going to get to that in a second. But the addition of that cannon, I wouldn't say severely hurt, but dadgum, it did hurt. Cannons are expensive. But that's not too shabby. We're at least going to let England know, hey, don't mess with us. Alright, so when the crown could not or would not pay cash to the nobles, they would instead grant them privileges to collect special revenues from which they could make a healthy profit. Dang, I want an export license. So we can give it a little bit of legitimacy. Wait, England's opinion. Well, we don't want that to happen. So England's opinion of Scotland changed by 20. We like that. We lose 10 legitimacy. That's fine with me. Scotland gets tax income boost for 20 years, which gives the following effects. Commercial tax modifier plus 10%. Yeah, let's send those privileges abroad. We're working on it. I'm telling you, we are working on it. So, I'm still making money. Tech-wise, how are we coming along with that? They say 1470 on that one, and April 1471. Military is 1472, so we got some time. Institutions. So these institutions are spreading, and this is great news. That this is going to... Oh, that's even better news. So we're going to get a little better spread in Scotland, because Pell borders Leinster, Kildare, Tyrone, and Ulster. And Northumberland borders Lothian, but as soon as Cumbria flips, then we'll have these two. So that is good news. Good news. We should see the Renaissance be adopted. I don't know exactly if it's going to be, I'm going to say 2 to 3 years, but that's a very rough, educated guess. And as everyone who plays this game has probably experienced, you can calculate it out, but educated guesses are sometimes not great guesses. And we really need to try to find a way. You know, we may make Poland our friend. Yeah, let's go ahead and take that. Why not? Rival of a rival. And let's find old Poland. Poland, I love you. Let's be friends. Alright, that's not going to take too long, so that's good. Alright, so we have 100% manpower recovery. That's good news for us. So development time improves. And war exhaustion, yeah, we get the benefits of increased war exhaustion reduction, if that makes any sense. You know, I didn't even think about this. I'm going to pause the game because this has happened before. And if it happened here, I'm going to be furious. Settings. So okay, good. Alright, well that makes me feel like 5,000 times better. So you can probably hear me talking. The program that I used to record, recording software actually did recognize the mic. Hot dog. So the last 20 or so minutes of me talking has not been in vain. Makes me happy. And while this may seem a little boring, we can loop this in. And so let's see, what is our increased military cost? Which you'll notice you're probably saying, hey, you're being stupid. Why is your army maintenance at, you know, full mast, full tilt, full blast? It's because I could min-max it and I could take that down, but this game actually does punish you a little bit when you're not maintaining your army as well. And until I feel safe that we're not going to have to deal with England being an absolute jerk, we're going to kind of keep it fully strength, because let's be honest, England declares war on us and, you know, we're kind of hosed. We are hosed in a terrible fashion, let's put it that way. And I don't want to be hosed. I really don't want to go to war with England. We're getting there. Oh man, 4? And that's like 4, 8, 12. That's like less than 5 years. 5 years, we'll get a little more ag growth in Lothian, and then we'll turn around, and when they reclaim the wasteland, whether that takes the full 20 years or less than that, we'll get another growth. And so hopefully at some point we'll look at this province and there'll be a 6-fort 13, which really would be nice. Oh, Fife. Fife, oh, Fife, oh, Fife. Alright, so tech-wise, we're getting there. It's what, 1470? Yeah. Still 71. Are you 72? Yeah. How are said institutions spreading? They're getting there. 2.5 years may have been bold. It may be more like 5. I definitely think it probably is going to be 5. Anybody else having problems? So it looks like Spain is a little bit. Parts of the Holy Roman Empire are. Looks like Austria and France had no problem. Oh, sad day. He died. And I bet that was the really good general. Well, let's see what we got. Let's see. Wow. Logan Law, baby. The Lawbringer. No siege ability, but man, he has got some maneuver. And he does pretty well in the shock phase too, which is good. And man, that red wine is just fantastic. So Saxe, Luxembourg, Lauenburg. Well, I think that's Lauenburg. You'll have to forgive me. I am sitting quite a ways from the monitor, which is actually my TV. I hook my TV to my computer and monitor. When anyone watches this, which is very rare, that people pick up on my live stream, but if they do, I monitor that from a laptop. But yes, the wine is good. It is a Malbec from Argentina. For those of you that drink wine. If you don't drink wine, that's fine. I also am a craft beer connoisseur, and I've been known to enjoy a glass of scotch from every now and then. Although I like scotch too much, so I don't drink it. I like it too much, and it never fails. Like, even if I just have like 3, sometimes 4 glasses, I'll wake up the next day and it's not a hangover, but I'm just tired. Whereas wine doesn't necessarily do that to me. Gin definitely doesn't do it to me. I like gin a lot too. But as we were playing in Scotland, I probably should be drinking scotch. Golly. Alright, so there's a grand ball. Ugh. By the way, balls. We'll go off on a tangent here. So I grew up in the central part of Georgia, and it was the town that I grew up in was actually relatively small, but it butted up almost as, I mean, I guess today you'd really kind of call it like a suburb of a city. But when we moved there, when I was like 4 or 5, I was 5, yeah, and I mean the city, I guess you'd call it a city. I guess technically it qualifies as a city, but it was like 30,000 people. Like today, I think it's close to 80. So I mean, it's more than, I mean, it's almost tripled in size. When I go back to see my parents, there was a period of time where before I got married, I would go home for holidays. And because I wanted to spend as much time as I could with my parents and my sister, I really didn't go anywhere. And then that was like 2 or 3 years in a row. At the time, I was living about 4 hours from my parents, but it was a time change because I had to go from Central Time to Eastern Time. And so a lot of times when I came home on the weekends, I was leaving at like 5 o'clock or 5:30 my time, fighting traffic in a much larger city, Birmingham, Alabama, that was. And so I wasn't getting in until like midnight. And so basically I would come in, go to bed, spend Saturday with my parents, and then get up. And if I didn't go to church with them, then when they went to church, I would drop back just so I could have somewhat of a Sunday. But anyways, that went on for like 2 years. And not to mention that I'd been away at college for 4 years and then worked in the town, really the city that I went to college in, for 3 years after I graduated. And so, I mean, it's been like almost a decade. And finally my dad was like, hey, let's go here. And I was like, man, I haven't been there on that side of town in forever and a day. And I drove out and I was like, what the heck? Where are all these new roads? I don't know where anything is. There are all these people. Traffic's a mess. So, but anyways, speaking of balls, we're going to get back to that. When I met my wife, she is from Montgomery, Alabama, and they actually do have like debutante balls and kind of a ball culture, which we really didn't have in Georgia. And it's quite interesting. They're very posh events. So that long story was to tell you there's a grand ball, which I'm pretty sure it's a very posh event. I bet they're serving wine there. Although rather costly, the court has expressed the desire for glamorous balls. Ugh. Wait a minute, we're Scots. Like, shouldn't we be like drinking and doing cool stuff? I mean, we've got the Irish. I mean, don't we have like two of the drunkest cultures on the face of the earth? All jokes aside. State dinners or other extravagance to entertain themselves. This court. So we can arrange a ball, which doesn't cost that much. Don't arrange a ball, or arrange a ball. So that basically does the same thing. We just get more prestige out of it. Yeah, let's throw a ball. Why not? We'll get dressed up, we'll dance, we'll do whatever they did in 1470, which I'm pretty sure is dance, and probably look ridiculous because we're importing the fashion from France, which is like 10 years old, so I'm sure the French would probably balk at us. And the English are probably going, what are y'all doing? But I do digress. I'm really amazed that no major war between Austria and France or England and France has broken out. It really does seem to be. Whoa, and Portugal. Wow, Portugal basically told Spain, hey, guess what? I'm kicking Grenada out of here. So the rival of our rival, we have gained 5 prestige and 25 diplomatic. That's great. Let's recall this guy. Alright, and we can actually take Diplotech, which will give us roads, which are awesome for development. And we'll actually pause it now. So taking Diplotech 5. Basic financial instruments. We do get trade efficiency, which is going to be good. Trade range goes up, but roads, you can eventually, well, we could actually build one right now, but we're not going to. I want to save those money for churches. But basically, when you build a road in a province, the local development time goes down 10%. You get additional trade power +2. Friendly movement speed goes up 15%. Hostile movement speed is actually, they get a 10% penalty. Supply limit modifier improves +20%. Basically, it gives you 2 free building slots, and it takes 2 years to build. Plus, it costs a lot. So we're going to go ahead and take that. That should aid us a bit. And it looks like we are still behind tech-wise, which is okay. So because we took that, and we may have to wait to see how this affects us, but we're still making 4 ducats, which is pretty good. That's going to be good enough to support 2 colonies. Should we ever get 2 colonies, which hopefully we will get 2 colonies. And in the meantime, it is probably worth noting that we need to take a look at these institutions. As I rambled on about balls. That is not the institution spread map. Bull crap. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. So 84, 85% there. So it looks like Lothian will get it relatively quickly. And Ireland's going to be a bit of a bore. And that's what probably is going to hurt us a little bit, but that's fine. That really is fine. We now have Diplotech 5. So that's France influencing someone. I think we're going to end up wanting to take Diplotech 6 and 7 because they increase our colony range, and we're going to need that to actually not have to go to Greenland and then go down to Canada. I would like to skip Greenland altogether and go straight to Canada and begin to capitalize on the fur trade there. So there you have it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Although I will say this is going to be huge for us. When we can finally get that, we're going to throw up a church. Let's see what the cost is going to be. And the reason, only 79, we're going to be able to throw up 2 churches pretty quickly right here. And the reason you throw up a church, and it goes back to that whole literacy thing. Take a look at this. Our literacy, we need to get that to 4%. When it gets to 4%, good things happen. Plus, I mean, like, only, you know, most of our population is, by and large, illiterate. They cannot read. You know, now granted, it's 1471. I would assume that a lot of the world can't read. Because, I mean, I don't think, like, widespread reading. I mean, you could probably argue that there's a large chunk of the world today that can't read. And that's probably true. But, you know, we need to improve that. And our relationship with England, still testy. I really don't need that to be testy. I need them to be friends with me. And what can we do? Naval race? No. I don't want to play that game with Denmark. Here we go. Sweetness. That is good news. That is what we want. We can now build these. Build a church here and a church here, which is going to help us. It's going to help us overall. Okay, so they keep fabricating claims. They can fabricate all the claims they want to. And if England kills us, then England kills us. I'm hoping they won't. I am really hoping they won't. In France, what about you? You have a casus belli against England, against Provence, and against Austria. Interesting. Is this Switzerland? Dang, Switzerland, you're huge. Good for you. The old... Yes, so we discovered them building a spy network. That's fine. They can build a spy network. It's not going to hurt my feelings. It really is not. We got to be getting close to that military tech too. Yeah, we are. April. We'll be there in like half a year, which is going to be great. It really is. Although I will say it's going to be fun crushing England in the future when we get there, when we have our colonial holdings. If we don't get crushed by them preemptively, it will be really nice to get there. And then we can just systematically pick them off piece by piece by piece by piece. Maybe we can fabricate a claim on Cumbria, Northumberland, Yorkshire, and Lancashire. And then take those 4. Wait, the Lawbringer died? Well, that's unfortunate. Looks like Mungo is going to be our next best choice. And Mungo's really, I say, he's a decent general. He's a 3-4-1. We'll take him. The other guy's that incompetent twat. He doesn't know his head from his hole in the ground, so conflict sometimes erupted following diplomatic insults. We won't forget this. Yeah. That's big. We'll actually take that. Let's take a look at you diplomatically. I would really, really love it if you unrivaled me. There's so many better people for you to rival. Let's just be very honest about that. Harold. Diamonds and precious stones. I don't think we have any of those. We can check real quick. So we got, what is that? Wool, grain, fish. Oh, we can get our military tech. Hot dog. Iron. Wait, cattle. Livestock. Ah, that's nice. Livestock there. Good deal. Grain, wool, naval supplies, grain, cattle, copper, okay, fish, and cattle. Wow, we are a bunch of freaking cattle farmers. That's great. We are largely agrarian in nature. God bless us all. Alright, so it looks like we got a church done, and we're actually going to fund the church school. And we're now going to, so they're funding that nationwide. We could actually not do anything I want to do. That is unfortunate. But because we're funding the church school, basically literacy growth goes up a bit, and every time we grow from an agricultural standpoint, it doesn't hurt us as bad. And we'll find out. We'll see that in 2 years. We should see a bump in our literacy growth. And something has to do, like, I guess the best way to describe that, because I know that probably sounded a little convoluted. So when your provinces naturally develop, and they're going to naturally develop agriculture, if you don't have a school in place, it actually hurts your literacy. And it's kind of like, I mean, I guess the best way I could explain this, and this probably isn't true today because so much of farming is commercialized, but back in the day, if you had more land that was being developed for agriculture, you're going to have more people who are farmers, i.e. agricultural development versus the urbanization in this game. And this game makes the assumption, and it's probably a very correct assumption if you look at history, is that the rural development, the ag development, it really, it probably created more uneducated people. And I think that that's probably a fair assumption. So the school, the church, which has a church school, reduces that. You basically don't get penalized, which maybe not too, I'd have to look that up, but you don't get penalized as harshly. Alright, so we'll tackle this one first. Perfect England. No one liked you anyways. And now I get to read a lot. Alright, so the diplomatic approach of Queen Consort. While growing up in Ayrshire, Mary enjoyed learning of the world. She was always asking questions and often pondered ways to make life easier for people, or how to make any given task more effective. Better yet, how to convince someone else that her way of organizing an assignment was the right one. Thankfully, moving to the Royal Court of Scotland has not caused Mary to abandon her dreams of commanding people. If anything, she has gotten a lot of practice. During some of our recent negotiations with foreign diplomats, her ideas have received some very positive feedback. Excellent. 50 Diplo power. That's good. That is the sign that you married a good queen. What do you think, kitty? What do you think? Are you cold? I know the weather's nasty. I got my trusty play buddy right here. I got our cat. She's a cuddle. She's one of those lap kitties that likes to curl up. She acts like she's gotten no attention today. Okay. Care less about that, because they are all the way down here. Although it's real dangerous, man. When you jump back from CK2 to EU4, you're going to botch some things. You're going to say, oh yeah, well, that's the Abbasids or the whoever it is. And it's like, no, they don't exist anymore. Really could have been like, it's something that when you're going on a little bit of sleep, you've worked an entire day, and it's like, what do I do? What do I say? I guess you just try your best. At least I have to try my best to remember. And oh, here we go. So Norway is being problematic. I really could care less about Norway. Bunch of seafaring folk. They're a bunch of wannabe Vikings. Let's just be very honest about that. They don't carry the bite that they once did, which honestly is fine by me. Alright, so now that we have money, and now that we don't need military stuff, let's actually start seeing if we can improve the drainage. I'm really not crazy about that. We can reclaim wasteland. Okay, so focus on agriculture, 50 military power, reclaim wasteland, 50 military power, and it costs money and manpower. Alright, so let's actually check out some of these provinces in Scotland. Can't do it here because we're going to have to improve the drainage, which makes me a little bit raw. Don't really want to improve sanitation. About Inverness. Drainage. Sutherland. We could reclaim there. And we can't do anything there. So we're already doing that. Alright, so I think the right thing to do is going to be improve drainage. It's going to cost us 40 admin, 75 ducats, but we'll get more ag capacity. And we need more ag capacity because, well, we need more ag capacity. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to basically improve the drainage in Fife. And we're going to go down here and we're going to take a look at this. It's a 12, that's a 12. That's a 14. Can we do anything here? Just improve drainage. Can we do anything here? Improve drainage. Improve drainage. Limerick, we can reclaim wasteland. We could no, nothing there. Wow. Nothing there either. Ooh. Ooh. They are 8 development versus a 10. Okay, so they're growing at 246. What are you growing at? 249. Let's actually reclaim wasteland here. Alright, and that's all we're going to do for the time being. We're just going to kind of let that play out. But we want to try to have as many of these fun little focuses up as we can, because the more we develop Scotland and the Greater Scotland, which I'm going to call the Greater Scotland, the parts of Ireland that we took over, the better off we're going to be. And there we have it. Manpower recovery. That is fine. Got a lot going on in the capital, don't we? Not really. Just cultivating wastelands, ag focus. We just really want to spur on some growth. Although we got to be getting close to growing here. Yeah, we do. That's awesome. So we'll grow next year. Tempted to improve drainage here. We know we're going to need to do that. Let's go ahead and do that. So we're basically improving the drainage here. We have effectively killed our treasury, but that's fine. We're going to let it build up. God, England, just give it up. You know you don't want to be our rival. Well, you probably do. I mean, if I were England, I'd take us out right now. That's what I would do. And I haven't even checked on the institutions. I've been sitting here babbling like an idiot. Ooh, we're starting to get some adoption here. So it's present. And how are we doing in Ireland? God bless it all, man. Y'all are just going to take forever and a day. Oh, we can check on that, though. So right now, to adopt that, it would cost us a lot of money to embrace it. Oh, man. And we got some events going on. So the Emperor has enacted an imperial reform. Okay, are we a part of the Holy Roman Empire? I don't think we are. We shouldn't be. We're not. Alright, so that always throws me for a loop. No one wants to work. I mean, that's kind of a given. If I was independently wealthy, I wouldn't work. But with the generous liberties we have granted our merchants, we have ended up with a situation where people simply don't want to do honest work anymore. So we lose money. That's just not cool. Well, that's great. That's great. That's great, Scots. That just made my day. Not really. Although it does make me wonder. Huh. Well, there you have it. There you have it, and we wait. Did this grow yet? Yeah, it did grow. Alright, so this is a good time to continue to show off the amazing features of Common Universalis. We still have... We'll pause it just so nothing crazy happens. So, naturally, our ag development grew to 100, ticked over. We gained 1 ag development. We are now a 6-4-12 for 22 development. Because of that, we got population growth, which is a nice little boost there. But if we go to conduct this province census, you can see our ag growth is still growing pretty well. Our urbanization capacity has gotten a little better because of that. Our ag capacity is 6 out of 18, and our food surplus is 30.8 out of 52.8. And that's pretty good. Because that also grew, you can see our literacy growth shot down a little bit. And that largely has to do with we no longer have 11 ag development. We have 12. But it's still growing. And that's actually pretty acceptable. Whereas if we go to Fife and They're growing at 0.02. They do have that state school, church school. And because they actually do have positive urbanization capacity, they're growing. Slowly but surely, they're working on those two. And they actually should get some growth pretty quickly. Let's check on this bad boy. It's going to take a little bit of time, but actually they're going to be there before you know it. And I have a feeling that once they click over to a 3313, you're going to see this urbanization capacity go positive. They're going to start seeing commerce growth and production growth, which is awesome. And then let's check our other big boy. It'll take a little bit of time, but they'll get there. So that's where we're at. And now we just wait. And I'm really thankful throughout all the time that we've been playing that England hasn't gotten those crazy hungry eyes. I'm really kind of shocked that this world is not thrown in the war. I'm also shocked. What in the world? How is Constantinople still kicking? They're still around. That's just bananas to me. They are still around. Now, Albania looks like they've been eaten a little bit. But they're still around. And who is this? Venice. Now that is interesting. Oh, Rhodes, the Knights. The Knights are still around as well. Are you still a junior partner? Yeah, you are. Alright, so I messed this up last time. The Earldom of Orkney, which is right here. I need to read this very carefully, otherwise I will screw it up again. So ever since the 13th century Treaty of Perth, Scotland has been obligated to pay a yearly sum to the Norwegian kingdom in exchange for control of the Norwegian Hebrides. I think that's right. These payments are by now long overdue, however, that's so weird. Weird sentence wording. I think you could probably just say these payments by now are long overdue, and this has been cause for tensions on and off. Denmark has now suggested settling this conflict once and for all. The Stuarts will marry a member of the von Wittenbach dynasty, and the Jarldom of Orkney will be pawned and then transferred to us. Orkney is one of the highest ranked titles in Norway. Really? And one of our own northern lands would fall under if control. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry, I botched that. Orkney is one of the highest ranked titles in Norway, and the one our own northern lands would fall under if controlled by Norway. If they give up these islands, they will have surrendered the right to rule their former possessions forever. Really weird wording. So if I say make the deal, we lose money we don't have. Do I really care about that? I mean, I don't think it's worth losing the money. I made the deal last time, and I felt like it was a raw deal. Yeah, screw that. Forget that. We're not going to play that game, Norway. Oh, you're still in personal union with Denmark. Is Sweden? Yep. Freaking A. Well, you're kind of... I don't want to say you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. I mean, so be it. Let them attack us. I think I can win a defensive war. And that would be my famous last words. Alright, so black news indeed. Great. So my king, our people are losing confidence, yada yada yada. Looks like James has died. So we now have Henry, who is a carbon copy of his father, but the heir is actually James, who's a 315. Interesting. Well, let's take a look at that. Oh, this is us. So we don't have a consort yet. But we do have James Stewart, who is, I guess he's okay. I mean, he's not great on the Diplo, but so be it. He does present us with some military options, so I'm actually okay with that. That's fine with me. Alright, let's fire it back up. I'm sure we're going to have one of these marriage options. Ooh, but our legitimacy is terrible. Terrible. Huh. We're going to have to bump that up. Maybe we gotta, what can we do? Create a, I don't want to have it, still those same terrible missions. I'm not a fan of any of them. Although, did this war kick up? Are you fighting Austria? No, you're not. They're just having problems with whoever those folks are. Separatist. Huh. How old is our new king? Not their king, our king. I feel like this should tell me. It's 28. Okay, 28's a good age. I enjoyed being 28. And so we wait. And, yeah. They can claim that all they want to. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I think we can build another church. I don't know if I want to do that, though. In fact, I know I don't want to do it. I want to try to save my money a little bit. Austria is improving relations with Milan. And yeah, there you have it. And we wait. We wait. What are we really waiting on? That's probably a good question. What are we waiting on? Well, the first thing we're waiting on is some of these little events that we've... development events to trigger, like reclaiming wasteland. The next thing, we wait on ourselves to embrace the Renaissance a little more, which should happen sooner rather than later. Looks like we're going to have another province embrace it relatively soon, which is fine by me. We need to do that so we can get rid of that tech penalty that we're getting hit with, which is fine. What is this saying? Corruption is growing. That's fine with me. That is fine. The corruption can grow. And it's not going to hurt my feelings. I'm trying to think. I was thinking about future streams. Thinking about playing a little bit of Hearthstone. I have not played that in over a year and a half. I started playing it when I guess I got invited to a beta. Probably because of all the times. Yeah, we're going to take that legitimacy bump. That's what I'm talking about. That is good news. That's what we want. Anyways, I started playing Hearthstone when the beta initially hit. Had a blast. And have played it kind of on and off. But with all the expansions they've come out with and the new cards, I'm not sure I'd even know how to play that game. So... Oh, and there we go. We have another province that has adopted the Renaissance. That is great news. Getting all of Ireland on board may take a little bit of time. Let's see. Let's see. I know it probably feels like this is going a little bit slow, and it is a little slow. Because I'm going to tell you the truth, when I fired this thing back up, sad news. Royal marriage has ended to France. Say what? Will you take another one? Yay! Royal marriage. Yay! The French are not going to abandon us. That is good news. So how about is our corruption growing? I should probably know this. Oh, it only grows by... Yeah, I'm not worried about that. It'd take like 100 years for that to tick up a whole point. That is fine by me. And, okay, so, what do we got going on? Still reclaiming wasteland in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could probably check and see if there's anywhere else we can do that. And it looks like improved drainage. What about Limerick? Yep. Let's go ahead and do it in Limerick. Nothing in Connacht. Nothing in Sligo. Nothing that I want to do in Cork. Definitely nothing there. Nope. 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 I didn't check this province. Okay, I'm happy with that. To love and be loved. So let's see what this event consists of. Hopefully, I will not botch this one. A royal marriage is I've already botched it. A royal marriage is rarely a matter of love, rather it is a diplomatic opportunity which is not to be wasted. It is also of great importance that the future consort of suitable status and is advantageous if he or she is a foreigner, so as not to disturb the balance of internal politics. However, even a king can become love-struck. Then all such matters seem to melt away, from his point of view at least. A local from the Inverness province has caught Henry the eye. He appears to be happier than ever, entirely and endlessly enamored. While our nobles and advisers are less than pleased, the union between Henry and his beloved has strong support among the commoners of the realm. So, this sounds like old Henry's in love with a commoner. So we do this. We get a new consort. She's a consort of the people. So national unrest would go down. It's going to hurt a little bit. We can lose the prestige. I think we can. Yeah, you know what? Forget these norms. There we go. Does she have a name? Her name is Mary also. I mean, what the heck, people? What the heck? I just don't understand. I mean, it's not that shocking that I don't understand, but I mean, like, really? So he married a lowborn. I don't necessarily think that's the end of the world. Granted, that's my opinion. But that's just me. Then again, it was a different time back then, and the nobles probably were a little bit bothered by it. Portugal? They're now rivaling us? Oh, are you still rivaling us? I bet you are. Yeah, can you get rid of that, please? Yeah, forget that noise. I know exactly what we're doing. Will you take a royal... No, you probably still won't take a royal marriage, which is problematic. Although we should be friends. Let's just be very honest about that. We should be good friends. It's advantageous to both of us. Let's make no bones about that. It's real advantageous. But I just don't think that's going to happen. So we killed our military power, but we're doing pretty well in Diplo and admin. Let's check these institutions. Got to be getting close. Yeah, we are there. Getting better there. Better there. Getting real nice there. Tyrone, flipping will be a good one. Ulster would be nice. You'll be a good one. I don't know about these two. I just don't. I mean, let's be honest. They're not exactly slated to be great homes of the Renaissance. Kitty, what you doing? You're warm. You're real warm. And let's see. Visit from some shady people. Yeah, we're not doing that. We're gonna be honest. I don't want none of those shady dealers. They're bad for business. So when I graduated, I have an accounting degree, and I actually worked in public accounting at an accounting firm, and we had this tax manager, And he was this old crotchety. He's still alive. He's an old crotchety bastard, and he embodies every bit of that word. But because he grew up in like rural, very rural West Alabama, he never said business. It was always business. I always talked about doing the business tax returns. Okay, so here we go. Drainage improved in Fife. One of the other cool organic development features of this mod, which I like a lot. So, here we go. We know that this was going to improve our ag capacity, 1.6 out of 17.6. So, let's hit great. Fantastic. Now, I want to point this out. Province census in Fife. Yeah, let me slow it down a bit. We're now sitting at 4.9 out of 20.9, and that's great, but look at this. When I go to my edicts in Fife, I can now focus on agriculture, which is what I want to do. I want to encourage them to grow, especially from an agricultural standpoint. Alright, so Cardinal Minister. One of our cardinals in Scotland has proven to be a skilled administrator and already provides useful advice to the king. At this point, making him a minister in our government would almost be a formality, but an important formality nonetheless, since he may grow more powerful yet. Having a cardinal in our service would certainly lend us credibility with the Pope and strengthen the sentiment that Scotland is a Catholic nation first and foremost. So let's say, hey Cardinal, you can help advise us. And that bodes well with me. Why not? How could that go wrong, right? It's not like that ever went wrong. Alright, so where are we at? Are you still... Yes, you're still improving your drainage, I believe. Yep. You are, which is fine with me. And that really is okay. We got money. Can we reclaim wasteland anywhere else? Perhaps here. We can. And we will. We will reclaim that wasteland. We will develop our country, which lends me to question, how are we doing money-wise? Taking a little bit of a hit, that's okay. That is A-okay. That is A-okay. How are we doing tech-wise? Probably good to check on the old institutions. They're about to tick over. They're going to tick. It's going to take them forever and a day. I think realistically, once this corridor goes, and this goes, I wonder what the cost is now. That is a good question. 185. 186 ducats when you round up. That's still pretty costly. I'd like to keep it under 75. I don't think we're going to do that though. I really don't. So you'll be next, followed by you. Yeah, we really need you to tick up. In fact, I need all four of y'all to kind of tick, but that's neither here nor there. Just tech-wise, we're getting hit with a 29% penalty. I need that penalty to go by the wayside. Big time. Although it is kind of nice. We have not, I mean, knock on wood, throughout this entire stream, we have not had any aggression from England, which really kind of makes my day. Although France is hovering around there. Anybody else at war that we can see? Possibly here. Possibly. No, those are peasants. Dang. Austria has eaten parts of modern-day Netherlands. Let's just zoom out. Yeah, Austria, wow. Quite beastly. Switzerland, even more beastly. Papal states look like they're doing pretty well. Hungary's playing a great game. The Byzantine Empire is still around. That's just downright impressive. And it does look like Portugal's... Golly, Portugal's strong. They're stronger than they lead on. Brittany's still kicking. And Avignon is still owned by the Papal State. I guess all is right in the world. I guess it is. Can we do anything? You will not take a royal marriage. That is so sad. We could have been great friends. We could have been great friends. But no, what about you? Do you still hate my guts? Yeah, we're still rivals. Can I improve with Norway? What about Sweden? Sweden. Yeah. Maybe you would be a good friend. You could be more probable. Maybe you're the one I need to befriend. Aragon. Maybe you are the Spanish group I need to make friends with. Improve our prestige. We really have no way of doing that. Institutions, though. Tyrone. Heyo. That's big news. That's real big news. Which that should help. That should lower the cost a little bit. A little bit. Oh. So we are now at war. We knew it was going to come. Alright, so the question becomes, we've now got to figure out who's fighting this war. What? Well, that is just stellar. This may be the end of this little live stream, but let's kind of figure this out real quick. Alright, so let's see. It's England, Austria, and Portugal versus Scotland and France. Well, that's a raw freaking deal. Next question. Yeah, you go to a friendly port. How about you get your butts like right here? Or not. I mean, like, what about right there? Please get there quickly. Alright, so we got some money. We got to do a little bit of research here. England. England, you are problematic and you're going to crush us. Unless we can get somewhere safe. Like Ulster. And it's probably wise to spend some of our money. Alright. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to slow it down. I didn't think they were going to declare war on us. Alright, so the Highlanders arrive. My king, the English are advancing towards Yada yada yada. Most of the nobles won't commit to the fight, but the word has spread. The Highlanders are coming down on their own to join us. Sweet. I don't... Wow, 7,000. That's awesome. Actually, let's do this. Well, that is awesome news. Not quite the plan. Let's try to link up these two armies. 23,000. Let's get these guys into Ireland. Probably a wise idea. Wow, I did not expect to see the Highlanders do their thing. Good for them. We may, just maybe. Let's see, claiming Orkney. I don't want to do that. Oh my gosh, where's Advance the Frontier? Alright, so the question becomes, how? Are there military tech 6? Ah, forget that noise. Yikes. We're going to have to wait this out and actually train some troops. And hope that in the meantime that, wow, France and Austria beat the crap out of each other. That's a little problematic. Big time problematic. So they've got 16, 2, and 6. And we are 18, 3, and 2. Ugh. They definitely got more guns on us. This is actually probably not smart. I'll cancel that. There we go. Let's actually do this. It'd probably murk up. Which I really don't like the idea of murking up. I'd rather just do that. Try to draw them. And there. Interesting. Guess it's not going to let us build there. Will it let me build here? It would. I would like to meet him on the field of battle. Somewhere where I can force him to get a crossing penalty. Yeah, oh man, it's a completely sweet event. The Highlanders coming down. You're absolutely right about that. And I can't promise that I'm going to win this war or do it any justice. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's a great event. Definitely saved my butt, I'll tell you that. Hopefully we can get these troops built in enough time to kind of maybe have a little better army. Although I'm a little worried because he does have a better tech score military-wise. But, you know, you never know. You never know. Really, I would like to goad him to where he actually gets a crossing penalty. Although his general isn't that great. He's just a 2-0-4-0. And we're sitting on a 3-4-1-0. So, I mean, you know, it very well could turn into our favor. But we're going to need... So see people streaming this mod. Definitely doesn't get enough love. Oh, man, you're telling me. One of the things that I like about Common Universalis, among many of the other things, is the organic development. It's, I don't know, it just seems much more natural. It's a funner way to me. It's a more fun way to me. Funner, what am I saying? It's a more fun way to spend Monarch points. And you can manipulate it and do some really cool things with it. And, you know, logically, if you really flow through how it works, it's kind of like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Development would really probably work that way. So they're definitely going to siege us down. I wonder if we can goad them into a fight. Although these guys will be done. April. April will be here before you know it. Yeah, we got problems with Norway too. Yeah, that is what it is. I think the military tech's going to give him an advantage. Although, you never know. Yeah, this mod, you know, and I don't know if you've read the patch notes, but the next big patch that they're doing to it looks really promising, where they're throwing in the increased population, or I guess a revamp to how population works and some other things like that. I'm really excited about it. I think it could definitely be promising. Alright, so he finished that siege. He's got 25,000 troops now. That's what he has. So he's going to siege down there. Hopefully he's going to be stupid enough to attack us, which will be about 1-to-1. We'll see how this goes. I hate that he sieged that down, but you know, you never know. I think we're going to have a battle upcoming. At least I hope we do. Alright, let's... Oh, he's not going to. Quite fascinating. Alright, well, I may be able to get my troops together. And then... Do you know when it's coming out, the patch that is? That's a great question. I would have to get on Steam and take a look at his... I guess the guy who develops it. I think he lives in China. I think he's Chinese, but he mentioned that it's coming in the future. He didn't like give a set date of when it was coming, but he highlighted some of the features, and I remember looking at those features, and I was like, that actually makes a heck of a lot of sense. Oh, he split his army. Well, let's go ahead and do this. Oh man, please tell me you're stupid enough to split your army. Siege this back. And he's splitting it again. Alright, that's fine. Alright, time to focus on how we win a battle. Really want these two guys to get linked up. We gotta win that first. Maybe cut off his army. That actually would work well for us. I think we can do this. I think we can definitely do this. Where are you headed to, Lothian? I think maybe we can pick off a few of his forces. We don't want to do that yet. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and commit to it. That may have been dumb. We're getting a crossing penalty. Yep. And man, he is rolling like a champ. Although we've actually been rolling pretty good. This is going to be pretty close. We can roll well. We may just beat him. I think we will. Unless we just scotch these. Yep. Oh, come on. Alright, let's pause this bad boy up. Alright, good deal. Y'all need to get here. ASAP. Monitor this. Oh, and I believe we won that. That's perfect. Send them packing. That's what I'm talking about. It's a good little victory there. That's going to take us forever and a day to siege this down, unfortunately. We can at least we can reinforce our army a little bit. Damn, English is right, man. That's the one thing when you try to do an Irish Let's Play or you try to do a Scottish Let's Play, England throws their weight around. They're just, I don't know, man. They're not. They drive me bananas. They really do. When I first downloaded this game, oh, what is this? No, we're not taking a loan. Forget that mess. But yeah, when I first saw Roomba do his YouTube series on this, and I was like, man, this actually looks really cool. I played CK2. I play Hearts of Iron 4. You know, I'll download this and test it out. I tried the whole Ireland thing, and like England came over and they just eviscerated me. I mean, it was terrible. I mean, just absolutely god awful. But we're holding our own. Now the big question is, also involved in this war, you can see that France and Navarra, and then whoever that is, another French province that's independent, is actually fighting England and Austria. And as you can see, France is, to really kind of sum it up, in the previous, I can't remember if it was one stream or two streams earlier of this game, when the Duke of Burgundy died, the heir to the Burgundy estate was actually Austria, and so they became pretty powerful. Although it's that gum France. I mean, they marched halfway across stinking, Europe to get there. But I think France is going to absolutely whip up on them, which bodes well for us. Makes me happy, at least. Alright, let's see what we got. Sounds like we have got war exhaustion's high, we know that. And yeah, that's fine. Fraticelli heretics. Ugh. Well, damn English and Catholic heretics. Gotta love them. Are you building something here? Yeah, you are. That's fine. You can build that. Played his Wells run where I intentionally sabotaged. The English still beat the crap out of me. I believe it. I absolutely believe it. Oh, and the Portuguese landed. Man, they're going to cause some problems. Which means that I've got to dispatch a force. That's what I get for not paying attention. Oh, gosh. Alright, well, let's see. We definitely need to probably get rid of these 4. And we'll send 1 cavalry unit. And we'll have him try to come clean up. We'll see if that works. And I don't have another general to assign to him. But yeah, I can definitely see that. It's, oh, no, we're not doing that. Oh, God bless it all, these guys. I may not win this. That is just terrible. Terrible. Although, the war score's still going in our favor. Oh, Portugal. Why are you being problematic? And we're probably not going to... We're just going to have terrible luck doing that. And I bet they can't leave. But, we can at least do this. I think if we pat back here, maybe if we strand them in Ireland, that may be the right thing to do. I don't think it's going to hurt us too bad. So we got a gift, which is fine by me. Unfortunately, golly, man, leave it to England. They just screw everything up. Although, they do have to cross. That's fine. They can hang out there all day long. Because I think... Yeah, that's fine by me. That is fine by me, because they've got to cross at some point. Ooh, they do have 30,000. Our manpower's pretty low, but their manpower, is their manpower low? Not quite. Alright, well, this may be our last hurrah. We'll find out. We will definitely find out. Although, I'm wondering. Austria feels like they've been smashed. And they definitely have. Wonder if it would be worth our time to try to sue for peace. So they're not quite ready to accept that. Alright, that is fine. Give it a little more time and they may accept. So it looks like, here we go. Last hurrah. Had a feeling it was going to end this way. Let's see what's going on. Oh yeah, we're going to get crushed here. Absolutely crushed. But we can say at least we gave it a good try. And we may have to go back to the drawing board on this one. Yeah, we definitely got crushed. Alright, well, that's going to send us back here. Wonder if we can block them. Maybe. Probably not. Alright, well, that's not the end of the world. Okay, so this may not be the end of the world. They're definitely going to try to siege down as much as we can. Alright, screw that. Screw you, nobles. No one likes you anyways. Looks like the Portuguese are going to land more troops. Come on. Come on. Probably would help if I had you selected, wouldn't it? Alright, well, we don't have really have the manpower to recover. But we do have the manpower to at least come take some of this back. Maybe we can kite them around for a little bit. Just don't know. I do not know. Fife is suffering. Yeah, I know Fife is suffering. It's good. This is going to set us back so much. But if we somehow manage to survive this. Alright, where are you headed to? Kildare? Maybe we can cut you off a little bit. Maybe not. Probably not. Probably a bad idea. Let's actually just head down there. They split their force again. I wonder if now is a good time to make peace with Austria. Maybe they'll accept a peace deal. Probably not. I'll tell you one thing though, France is... If we could just hold out, I think France could probably do something here. Which would be awesome. Maybe we can see... Might have to refresh just what happens when you play right next to big boys like France and England. You're absolutely right about that. You know, I think that the net effect of this would be... I think at the end of the day, we may... I'm kind of curious. I'm playing on Iron Man just for kicks and giggles, just to kind of keep myself honest. Probably should have just been playing on regular, because you're right. When you play next to the big boys, that's what they do. Although it'll be interesting if they siege down Calais and they continue to do what they're doing here, which is... Well, it says it's occupied by me. We know it's not occupied by me. But if France continues to do what they're doing, and Navarre comes down and continues to kind of siege down Portugal, you never know what can happen. You know, I still give myself a little bit of a fighting try. I think the saving grace for us is going to be that England's about exhausted their manpower. Now, of course we have, so that's unfortunate. But maybe, just maybe, just maybe we'll get lucky. I don't know. You never know. Alright, that's fine by me. move into Limerick. And we start retaking some of this stuff. Maybe pick off an army or two while we're at it. Although he seems to be going north. France seems to be having some decent luck over there. We'll see what happens. Really kind of hoping that maybe I could goad the Portuguese into a battle, but I just don't see that happening. They're probably going to dance around. And we're pretty broke. Still wish you would sue for peace. Not quite there yet. But it looks like France is going to beat up Austria again. So we got that cleared. So we'll keep kiting them around. I mean, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world. Although here comes England. Here they come. The devils. We're just going to stay in Limerick. Fact. Leinster. I'm gonna have to, yeah, crap. Nope, 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 nope. I don't want to keep clicking on that. Fell on my part. I wonder if it would let me. It would automatically transfer there. I don't think I wanted to do that, but you know what, so be it. I went peace out Austria, it's all your war score. Yeah, I know you're right about that, it is. That is a great point. Well, are they going to let me transfer everybody up there? Now that's hilarious. Alright, Ulster suffering, yes, we know this. Oh, and there's England. Did they send a heavy? No. Yeah, they did. Oh, man. This may be the end of the run. Peace offers from Portugal. A white peace. I will actually take that. And... alright, so let's see what this peace offer is for. White peace. We will actually take that. Okay, well, that was ugly, but we managed to survive it. That is just absolutely bananas. Now, unfortunately, I think a lot of stuff has been destroyed, so I've got to kind of figure that. So Fife is hurting. Ulster's hurting. Oh man, the devastation. Woo. It's bad news. Bad news. But, you know, we can recover. Live to fight another day. You're absolutely right about that. And I will take that any given day. And we'll have to regroup and figure out what's going on, but we can at least bump up the speed, and hopefully we're not broke. Perpetually broke. We may be broke. Yeah, we're broke. So how long have you been playing EU4, just out of curiosity? Alright, so yeah, war exhaustion's high. You can embrace an institution. We're not going to do that just yet with all that money we borrowed. Since it came out, wow, holy cow. So, man, that's awesome. I hate that I just got turned on to this game like, probably about 6 months ago. I'd really, to tell you the truth, I didn't even know Paradox games existed. And I guess it was when Hearts of Iron 4 came out. I downloaded that, played it, liked it, and then discovered that they had these two absolutely cool grand strategy games, and I was really thrilled. I mean, they have beat my expectations. I was a longtime Civilization player, even back when I was a kid, and the original Sid Meier's Civilization was out, and so I've kind of played those, historically through each release, and then I discovered CK2 and then EU4, and to me, Civilization has its place, but these games are, I don't know, more fulfilling. I think that's fair to say, in a different way. So, but man, we got a little bit of a mess here. I'm right there with you. I am right there with you. They're games to me that are infinitely fun because you always get a little bit of there's always a twist. Each game is different. Now, yeah, the new patch for Civ definitely looks like it could do something that, in my humble opinion, like Civ has been lacking. And that's primarily that if you play the game well enough with certain Civs, you get to a point where you almost feel like it's a guaranteed victory. And not that there's anything wrong with that, it stagnates. And that's probably the best way. And hopefully that'll fix it. Although I can tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to play it, and I'm going to go from one Dark Age to the next Dark Age to the next Dark Age to the next Dark Age. And it's just going to be abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. So, probably want to take a look at all these guys. Yep, there we go. Let's actually pause this up. I'm letting this run sloppily. Oh yeah, I was improving relations with them. Will they take a royal marriage? They will not. So close. But no cigar. Will you let me improve relations with you? Oh, you still hate my guts. That's great. That is just stellar. Alright, well, I think I'm going to call it a night. Thank you for tuning in. I enjoyed the conversation, enjoyed a little bit of it. But yeah, new Civ patch looks good. I'm curious to see how the loyalty works, because one of the things I liked about Civ 4, the culture wars. Absolutely, man. You better believe it. What's your YouTube handle so I can look you up? I'd love to watch some of your videos. Is it the same as your username? Perfect. All right, buddy. Well, thanks for tuning in. I'll definitely look you up. And man, I'll tell you, I've got a friend of mine who we've played like virtually every Civ game together, along with a bunch of other co-op stuff. And I would love to organize like a multi EU4 or CK2 game like that, because I mean those are just fun. It's always fun when you can get people working together doing the same thing, making a game that, while it could be designed to be co-op, isn't really designed to be co-op. That's always fun. But yeah, so anywho, I'll definitely look you up, and I hope you have a good night, and I hope you enjoyed it. And for all of you that are going to tune in on YouTube, maybe all like 3 of you, I hope you all enjoy it, and y'all have a good night.